All right. Welcome everybody. Yeah, it is hot. I'm sorry. It's one of those things where the sun hits this room in the afternoon. It is nice and cold in here. When it's when it's nighttime, it's freezing in here. But oh well, I don't care. The show must go on, as I say. So today we're going to go through a bunch of Q&A that we've got. So I'm excited to go through it. And looking forward to answering as many questions as I can. If possible, also go ahead and just ask any questions that you might have in the live stream here. And we'll answer those as well. So you can ask here. If you're here in live, ask the questions here. And let's get started here. So I gave sort of an order with how I wanted to respond. Give me 1 second to grab them really quick. I guess I put them on this desktop. Let me grab them really quick. Give me just 20 seconds here. 1 sec. Okay, there we go. I got the questions. Perfect. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump through these questions first because I put them all in a nice order to be as efficient as possible on these questions. And then that way everybody also gets their questions answered in this order. And then what I'll do is I'll jump on over to the lives. Because I told these folks that I would answer in this particular order, I'm going to do that first. So that you don't have to look at me sweating, I will also screen share some of these questions so you could read them at the same time. So here we go. All right, the first one was, hey guys, I'm new to real estate investing. My goal is to get a single family cash flowing property. After I purchase number one, how do I build capital fast enough to get into house number two and so on? Do I have to refinance to take the cash from house number one to buy number two? At what point does this cycle end? So this is important. I mean, I get this question frequently. Do you always have to refinance? I personally don't recommend that you always refinance. I would much rather you do this. If you can buy a $200,000 house or condo today for 5% down, what do you need? $10,000, $15,000, a little bit of fix up, maybe $25,000. Now the goal should be, okay, after a year of living there, you don't have to refinance. Even if you got a wedge deal, you don't have to refinance. Buy a place with 5% down for $250,000 and then $300,000. Just constantly be looking for wedge deals and taking advantage of the fact that you can get in to real estate with 5, 10, 15% down, whatever you're comfortable with. So in my opinion, I'd much rather see, it's echoing. Is it really echoing weird? Let me know if it is. We'll fix something. Sorry to hear that, online biz. Okay, I'll keep going here. So, but yeah, that's very important. In my opinion, yeah, you don't want to constantly refinance to pull money. So yeah, this is tech. So here's the thing. I will never in my life recommend a mini split to anybody. This is a ducted mini split, and that mini split is on full blast. But it takes about 4 hours to chill this room. And then what happens is in the middle of the day, the sun beats on this room. Then I come in here and I turn all the lights on. Game over. So that's my advice, is really just you keep moving your way up, slowly increasing your down payment as you make more money. I don't want to see you be leveraged to the hilt. Oh, Discord's on. Okay, maybe that helps. Oh, that's interesting. Let me know if that changed it. Okay, cool. So see, Rex actually had, yeah, I'll take you up on the jacket thing. Rex had some good advice here. If you put down, see, how can you build equity faster is putting down more of a down payment, right? But that's not always an option for everybody, putting more of a down payment in. I would much rather see you get into wedge deals than focus so heavily on this equity position. If you get wedge deals, the equity position comes immediately. I just in the public live stream that I just did, I talked about how if you buy a place for $450,000 that's worth $6. Even if you took a second loan out against it, you're still getting so much equity. It's almost like you're putting 25% down. If you buy a place for, what was it? If you buy a place for $450,000, you put 5% down, That's a loan for $427,500. You take out a second loan of, let's say, $30,000. Now you get all your friends and family that are always like, oh my gosh, second loan, that's so much debt, that's crazy. Now you're into the deal for $457,500, but you bought the place, it's worth $600,000. That's 23.5% down. So those are just things to keep in mind. So the second question, well, this was actually JD's reply here, and this was a good one. JD said, it's all up to you how you want to go about things compared to your situation. Kevin is very aggressive with always looking for the next investment. And this is true to a degree because I'm a big fan of not constantly refinancing. So that's very important to know as well. Just don't I'm very conservative on the element of I'm not constantly refinancing. I could probably own twice as many properties if I just refinanced everything and went shopping. But yeah, the best way to really grow is moving on to that next wedge deal. So let's do the next question here. So any place to park your money to earn a good return. I honestly, I really like Wealthfront right now. And here's one of the reasons I like Wealthfront. I'm going to show you a screenshot of this. I was thinking about doing a video on this, but I'm just going to show it to you in the meantime. I have $30,000 in the Wealthfront individual investment account, which really I'm just playing around with because I don't like I think index funds are great for most people. I think they're a great place to park your money in the meantime, but I dump everything into, the stocks I like, the Tesla, the Target, Starbucks, these are my core stocks that I like. And if I'm not dumping money into those, I'm dumping money into real estate. But take a look at this. This was actually really fascinating. Look what you could do. You dump money into something like this index fund where you can earn a return in the meantime. And look what's super cool is you can actually take out a portfolio line of credit for only 5.7% interest. And you could borrow somewhere around almost 30, it's like 28% or something like that of the money that you have in the account, which I thought that was awesome. Right now, I could, as a line of credit, take $9,400 out. I mean, that right there is my emergency fund for me. So my answer to this particular number 2 question was any place to park your money while you're waiting for like a down payment, put it into like a Wealthfront investment account, and then just refer some people to Wealthfront so you get your money managed for free, because otherwise they take like a 0.25% return or whatever. Good. Okay. Okay, this was just a response to something. Okay. If I buy a home with 0 down or a little down that has negative cash flow, what can we do to change that other than raising the rent? Well, when you have negative cash flow, you really only have 2 options. The rent going up, I guess you have 3. Rent going up, expenses going down, and then sort of under the umbrella of expenses going down is having less debt. Usually people don't refinance to lower their payment in today's kind of marketplace because rates are already so low. They would have to fall substantially from today's levels for you to really save money on a refinance. So best 2 things are cutting expenses or raising the rent. The way people usually do it is, let's say you have $100 negative cash flow, you usually just bump the rent $25 to $50 every single year. And that's how over time, it's like, wow, this place all of a sudden has a $500 cash flow. Well, yeah, because you owned it for 10 years. Everybody wants cash flow tomorrow. And I think it's very important to remember real estate, it's a long run game. Like I just said in the public live stream, 15 years is what you should be thinking about at minimum, Okay, hey guys, just bought the course. I got 5%. Okay, my head is spinning, not sure where to start. So we've got Wick here who just bought the course. And I said I would reply to this. It's very, very important, in my opinion, to go through this course 1 lecture at a time. People always ask me, should I skip around and just pick the best things? I do not recommend that. I mean, I love it if you come to the live streams, and I don't want you to like oversaturate your mind with all the information in the course. But even if it seems like something is like, oh, well, that doesn't apply to me. Like Wick here said, oh, well, I don't have PowerPoint, I don't have a Mac or whatever. It doesn't matter. The stuff that I teach in the early lectures on spreadsheets and how these things work and how my mind works is the basis for the rest of the course. So if you haven't watched the early lectures, they are very, very well worth watching. I don't recommend skipping around. It's going to be very, very difficult to really get the path, the overall direction. I'm going to answer live questions here in just 1 second. But okay, let's see what else we got here. Here's another one. Oops, wrong button. There we go. As far as Lowe's for Pros. Okay, yes. Okay, very important. I need to talk about the Lowe's for Pros credit card. So let me pull this up. The Lowe's, I got to pull up Discord, but then that might, I don't think my mic is going through. Maybe my mic, but my mic shouldn't be always on Discord. Maybe I got to press deafen. That's what I got to do. Okay. Oops. But anyway, so very important that if you folks apply for this credit card, you understand how it works. So I posted this link somewhere. Where did I post this link? Everybody should have this card. Okay, here it is. It's under Kevin Alerts. And so I'll show you where that is. In the Discord, right here under Kevin Alerts, everyone should have this if they have a Lowe's nearby. Very important. This is the Lowe's for Pros business credit card, and very important that you have it. This gives you 5% off in the store, and then you get 2% cash back, which you get in like Lowe's gift cards as rewards, which is awesome. So that basically works out to 6.9%. However, here's how it works. A lot of people will do this. They're going to go here and they're going to go to Lowe's.com and they'll look up a bathtub. Let's grab a bathtub really quick. American Standard acrylic 60-inch. This is a very standard bathtub that we would use in our remodels. I grab the item number. It's $259. When you go to Lowe's for Pros, it should be $259 as well. And this is where people are usually like, oh, well, Kevin, what's the savings? It's $259 as well. Now, I'm going to embarrass myself if this doesn't work out. But once I add this to cart and I'm logged in, usually there's a discount applied unless they ended the discount. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. $212, baby. That's how you save money. Right there is how you save money. Includes contract price. You have to actually talk to them to get this crap set up. So look at this. $212 here, or it's $259 on Lowe's.com. Now I'm going to go watch this. This is ridiculous. $212.38 times 0.95 because I'm getting 5% off on the card. Then I'm going to get another 2% off. So times 0.98, that tub is going to cost me $197. $197 divided by 259 is 24% off. That, my friends, is how you lose. That's how you save money. And that is how you use Lowe's for Pros. So yes, there you go. All right. What else do we have? So the other questions that came up, and then I'm going to fly through the live here. Okay. Okay. So this was very good. I loved what JD said here. So JD, one of our, top commenting course members here, really insightful comments. Everybody should read what he says. Great stuff. So the question was about commercial real estate. The question was about not buying a wedge deal versus buying a wedge deal. And JD says that not buying a wedge deal is very much like commercial real estate. Commercial real estate is multifamily, 5 units plus, office, retail, all that kind of stuff. You're usually paying market value for those things. So the play there is you try to add value to the property, you try to renovate it, you try to increase the rents over time, you play the appreciation game. Wedge deals, in terms of like wedge condition deals, really only exist in the single family realm. Although sometimes you can get lucky and get that wedge R deal in commercial. So watch the lectures on wedge R deals. Okay, the last question from over here. This one's a little bit more complicated. So a year ago, let's do this. Here we go. So a year ago, I wouldn't have sold this place. I would have sold this place and put $70K into the kitchen on my primary. Thankfully, you saved me from that. Good. Now you have a quandary. You have a problem and you need help. You listed your house for sale about a month ago, about a month before you found my YouTube channel. It's been sitting with activity, but with no offers. You decided to pull the listing and rent it. You listed it for $2K per month, but the tenant backed out. Now you got an offer. Some contributing factors. Let me pull this in the Discord really quick. Let me first say this. If you don't have multiple people applying for this property, you're probably slightly overpriced. So I know you want that $200 per month cash flow, but what I want you to do is ask yourself, would you keep this property if you got a really good, well-qualified tenant at $1,850 tomorrow? That is, if you listed it for $18.50, you'd probably have 20 applicants and you'd find some good ones. Now, you say that the property's in a growing area, but it's 3.5 hours away. You have a handyman in the area for little things, and it used to be a primary and it's likely overimproved. Look, if it's overimproved, you're going to lose money selling it. It's 3.5 hours away and you have a handyman in the area. That's great. That I like. I'm outside the IRS capital gains exclusion window. It hasn't been your primary for 4 years. That sucks. I've depreciated it about $24K, plus you're going to have to pay the difference between what you paid for and what it's worth. Now, if you sell it, you'll have about $90K cash in a 1031 that you could put as a down payment. Okay, selling it will also clear the debt to income issue that I found when I go for a cash out refinance. So, number one, I don't know that. Okay, this is what I would do. I just figured it out. I had to pause for a second and think. But this is what I would consider doing, and then I'm going to jump into live stream questions here. I would consider asking yourself, would you be willing to keep this property if you rented it out for $18.50 to a qualified tenant and you barely had a cash flow? The evaluation that I want you to make in your head is, what big expenses do you see coming? Is the roof good? Is the water heater good? Is the plumbing good? Is the electrical good? How good are those systems? If these systems can last another 10, 20 years, I'd be inclined to keep it, especially if it's over improved. Now, the second thing that I would do is I would play very hardball with your buyer. If your buyer ends up being, somebody that's going to try to jerk you around and lowball you, well, then you have your answer made for you. The next thing that I want you to do is you consider buying a place, if you can, without doing a cash out refinance, and hit up some people that might want to do private money loans with you. That is, you pick up the phone, you go, hey, my old primary residence. Hey, yeah, you remember that one? Great. Yeah, hey, I've got about, 120K equity in it. Would you be open to lending me, 30 or 40 grand, secured against the property? We'll run a title report or whatever for, 7-8% interest only for 2 or 3 years or something like that. There you go. There's your cash out refi. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's the money you need. Look, I picked up the lighter from this morning. But anyway, those are just, things that I'm thinking of. So, okay, what do we got here? So let's do some live questions here. Okay. Derek's closing on Thursday. That's freaking awesome. Awesome. Solo player. Remember, ask your questions anywhere you'd like. Why is purchasing an office building a bad idea? That's from the public live. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of office space. I think there's a huge movement towards indoors, as in like in-home offices. I think there is a huge movement towards automation that's going to restrict office growth. I think it's very hard to get wedge deals on office. It's hard to finance office. There's a lot of vacancy in office. I mean, I could keep going, okay? The financing sucks balls on office. You ain't getting a 30-year fix. You know what I'm saying? Pete, I would probably not do shower glazing yourself. It's not that easy to do. There is an art to it. What brand of luxury vinyl plank? There is actually a link for the luxury vinyl plank that I use in the Discord. I'm pretty sure it's under... Did I put it out? Kevin's Favorite Designs. Go to this, Kevin's Favorite Designs over here, and you'll find the link to the vinyl plank that I've been using lately. What 4-year degree or trade school would be beneficial for real estate investing? Honestly, construction is great. Any kind of construction. I'm one of those people that's like, put me in the scariest thing, and then I won't be afraid of anything. So that's why I jumped into asbestos and electrical myself. So like electrical engineering is fascinating to me, right? But honestly, if you were going to get a 4-year degree, I'd honestly recommend you probably be a lot more interested or wise to get into something like computer engineering. Although really electrical engineering with home automation coming these days, it's going to be a very strong trade. How do I value my time versus the cost of paying somebody to do? You have to be careful with this whole value your time thing. Look, like I could tell myself I'm worth $500 an hour, right? That, I'm too good to do certain things. But I was sweating my butt off this morning, taking light fixtures off because the painter wasn't doing it. And I'm taking light fixtures off the ceiling, doing work that could be done for $8 an hour. But I'm doing it because the painter's there. It makes sense for me. I don't mind doing it. I try to be very careful with this whole value. I mean, there's a balance, right? Because there are a lot of things where like, no, I don't want to mow my lawn anymore. I used to mow my lawn all the time, but I don't do it anymore. It's not worth it to me. But if I'm over there and I got a screwdriver, I'm not going to do the No, that is beneath me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just my POV. Okay. You recently posted a roof repair bill on maintaining a roof was about $500. What is it? How does it extend your roof life? Yeah. So it was actually, yeah. Oh, wait, that $500 one. It was a tune-up. So it was a flat roof flashing. Let me show you a picture. Hold on. Give me 1 sec. Let me just say, okay, sorry. Okay, so the $500 tune-up that I did was a flashing tune-up. So that's going to be this stuff. They come around, they put mastic right around the edges over here. Anywhere there's kind of this exposed flashing, you add some sealant to it. But a big thing is around these pipes, right around these edges when they stick up where the stink pipes are. I'm here. Like right around the edges here. This stuff usually needs flashing. So they go around, seal everything, and replace a couple broken shingles. That's what I paid $500 for. It was worth it. Better than replacing the roof, you know? Okay. Excess credits. Yeah. Next Thursday. You're scheduled to close next Thursday. Derek, you can adjust your interest rate. If you need to, just pay down your loan a little bit. You have time to do it now. To close this Thursday, you might not have time. Using an income, I realize it's going to need to reduce my rate. No, you're not going to reduce. Yeah. Okay, hold on. To prevent excess credits by system schedule. Did you already sign docs? If you haven't signed docs yet, you might still have time. Let me know if you signed docs. Had to do a cash deal on our current house, waiting to refinance. That's fine, due to 2 years in the business. Are there any concerns about mortgage rates going too low? Not at all. Yeah, I know that the negative interest rates, I get it. It's because growth is slower over there. It all compensates. If rates go down, I'll refinance everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. I have a VA loan on my current house. If I get divorced and want to buy a multifamily with an FHA loan, can I leave the current VA loan as is? Yes, you could leave the current VA as is. The VA entitlement does not matter. If you're going to go FHA. Just got my first deal. Wife doesn't plan on moving anytime soon. Got the last house, getting it ready to be rented. What's the next step to get my next wedge? Private money. No, I mean, look, if you just got your first deal, got the last house getting ready to be rented, got my first deal. What's the last house? So my understanding is you had a house and now you got a wedge deal and now you're thinking about the next one. So if you get the last one rented, and now you're in a place that you don't want to move from, you kind of have to find what your family's motivations are. You know, if you want to go up a little bit in square footage, look for a wedge deal in that arena. Yes, I have a date night like a minute ago. But it's okay. I want to get through these questions. Why is it advantageous for us when listing is wrong or mislisted? My favorite thing is if they're missing a bedroom or a bathroom. Like I bought a house that was listed as a 2-and-2 and it was really a 3-and-2 floor plan. You're killing a lot of your marketplace because remember when people look on Zillow, they're going to go on there and go, well, we want at least a 3-and-2 and they'll never see the 2-and-2, you know? So that creates value for me as the buyer. You don't have a lot of equity. That's okay, man, Sam. If you're just getting started, it doesn't matter. You know, it's a long run thing and your equity will come. Okay, so would you recommend investing in index funds? Jesse, did you see that part about the Wealthfront thing? Find it here somewhere in the live stream, like 10 minutes ago. I was talking about what to do in Wealthfront. Do that. Plan to buy a wedge deal before my apartment lease is up. We hope we can have 5% down. Should we get FHA 2 or 3K? Okay, if you can buy a wedge deal with 5% down or a regular FHA loan and lock up the deal and get in the deal, and then you could borrow 20 grand from somebody else to fix it up, that's your best case scenario. 2 or 3K is a headache. Oxnard, Ventura, Camarillo. That's how the pricing works. It's that simple. Get started today. Yes, get a 29-cent back to school notebook. Absolutely. Plan to get in about a year. Perfect. Good for you. You are learning early. Absolutely. And the earlier you learn this stuff, the better. Why do I not have dark mode? I keep getting asked why I don't have dark mode. I don't know. Kosh, I don't think you can do 10% veteran and the Lowe's for Pros, but honestly, the Lowe's for Pros is going to get you a better deal, except when you're going in the store, use the veteran discount. Absolutely. Yes, you have to shop online to do the Lowe's for Pros. Yes. How much would you pay per hour for the perfect handyman? 35, like JD is saying, is perfect. I'm paying 45 right now. Eventually started tax withholdings for, yeah, I mean, you know, and this is where you just want to talk to your CPA, right? There are a lot of CPAs that say, look, if they become an employee of yours, you have to start 1099ing them. Or, well, I guess that not if they're not employed. Sorry. A lot of CPAs are like, we need a 1099 this person. We want their social. And if this is a regular thing, that is the correct thing to do. Then you want to make sure you have like invoices and letterheads from these people, that they're not an employee of yours, that they are an independent contractor, because you never want to get hit for payroll taxes or worst case scenario, workers' comp. But talk to your CPA about that for sure. But yeah, $35, $40 an hour for the perfect handyman, very reasonable. Awesome. Welcome, Andrew. Looking for some advice. Currently in high school. Want to know what I can do now that will help me and learn as much as possible. The fact that you are here in high school, when I was in high school, I was playing RuneScape and World of Warcraft. Okay, like imagine how much further I could have been if I had this knowledge now. You know, John, we've got some lectures on the 1031. I would watch those and then Google a map for the time frames for the 1031. How do you pick up the experience fixing up properties? You just have to start doing it. I mean, feel free to, watch the stuff we have in the course, post pictures to this course. You could go through live streams where I've analyzed things to do. But honestly, most of the experience comes in doing it and posting your pictures here. If you run into a problem, post your pictures. I will gladly point any of you in the right direction. I wish more of y'all posted pictures for me, honestly. I like pictures. Oh, which reminds me, I gotta look at some pictures right now. I told somebody I would look at some pictures under tenants. See, one of our course members was Ashley. Ashley, first of all, thank you so much for that awesome, generous donation in the public live stream. That was way beyond expectation there. That's really, really nice. And I wish I could have thanked you more in the public live. That was a little bit rushed. But anyway, okay, so here are the pictures. So we got these cigarette butts. Gross. We got the damage to the electric cooktop here. Even the stove's kind of dirty, or the oven's dirty on the inside. This is, you're going to find this kind of crap, bleach or whatever leaks out. Dirty baseboards. The shower's pretty rough. Now, here's the thing. I hate to say it, but this is such a bad habit people get into. They close doors by touching the door and not the handle. This is probably going to be ordinary wear and tear. They're just nasty. This is a cleaning issue. This is by far a cleaning thing. It sounds like you don't have a way of collecting from them in terms of deposit, but you could get this polished up. I would say for $300-$400, you could have a tile or fiberglass. I can't tell what that is. Person clean that. Looks like you're going to be running into definitely a cleaning and dusting. I mean, the way they left it was gross. There's definitely above and beyond cleaning that needs to be done. And this is damage. That's damage. That's gross. This is cleaning. This is all very important. The landscaping's damaged. But if this is the extent of what you had to deal with, and this is a bad scenario for you, it could be significantly worse. I'm not trying to water this down at all, but look, if you can recoup everything you showed here, you can absolutely recoup on security deposit as long as you have good documentation of the before and after. Very, very, very important, Ashley. If you can, post some before photos. Let's help you out with this. Looking forward to it, Ashley. Let me just tag you really quick. Ashley, watch end of live today. Okay, cool. So, okay, a couple more questions. Thoughts on Ebates? Don't know what that is. I will gladly look it up, though. You can get them to stack if your service desk is nice enough at Lowe's, my friend. Oh, nice. That's a smart idea, JD. Is installing laminate easy enough to install yourself, or should you hire somebody else to do it? Start small. If you want to do a room yourself, that's fine. But if you were going to do, awesome, Ashley, if you're going to do a whole house, be careful. You could definitely, they'll start buckling. The biggest thing is leave enough space where the baseboards are for the laminate to expand and contract. That's a newbie mistake a lot of people do, is they'll butt it right up against the wall. They slap the baseboard on, and then it buckles as it sort of expands. How much would you pay per month for a good property management service? Like 8%, 10% is a little expensive to me, but you're right. The luxury vinyl plank does not do that. This was in reference to laminate. But check out my Ibotta thing. Did you? What's your Ibotta thing? Where was that? Which section did you put that under? I feel like I thought I hid everything I took screenshots of. Oh, I think there were a couple more things that I put in here. Oh, yeah. Okay, hey, a few more things I want to hit really quick. Pests. So there was a question about bed bugs. Look, if there are bed bugs in a property, you got to get rid of them as a landlord. But I have all my tenants sign that they are responsible for all pests. So if there are no bed bugs up front, I ain't doing it. I have not followed up on Instagram. Sorry. Ask your question here if you can really quick. Okay, so JD wanted to know, if you have a rental law fluent tenant that wants to push the issues and manipulate wordings, usually this is where I just try to find very reasonable people when I rent to, and usually people with great credit scores aren't trying to screw you. And so that's where if I have transparent language in a lease addendum, I'm usually not too worried about it. But I do try to think about those things. I always try, if I could run it by an attorney and get some opinions, call the Association of Realtors legal hotline, which you could ask your realtor to do for you. It's great. They will give you verbiage for free. Your realtors will provide this to you from the attorneys. How do you deal with appliances? Do you buy 5-year warranties? I don't buy any extra warranties. I do exactly what JD recommended, which is usually on like a $500 stove. It's not even worth sending somebody out to fix it because, then a chip's going to be broken and it's going to be 2 service calls plus a $200 part. And by then I could have just bought a new one and gotten another manufacturer's warranty, Ash, you're wondering if the 3D scan is good enough. I like to use the 3D scan to establish a nice before and after. So if I want to ever show a judge, like, look how great it was before and look how bad it was after, those are things to keep in mind. It's generic, but it's not going to get in the cabinets or in the appliances, right? And Texas James, I want to know more about your clogged toilet issue. Honestly, I would have probably put a claim in through my insurance to take control of the situation. And then I would have had the tenant's insurance, which it sounds like lapsed, reimburse my deductible, which you might still do. I'm not a big fan of trying to get like their credit card on file. But okay, folks, awesome. I sent you a thing on Instagram for Ibotta. I don't want to go public. Okay. I will gladly check, but I can't guarantee when I get back to you. I gotta go. I promise, Lauren. I love you all, and we will do some deal analysis on Thursday. So see y'all later. Thanks for being here, and if you came to the public live stream, thanks for being there too.